Hello folks, we're gonna do a bit more Magic Arena today. And we have these two dailies and it would be nice to win a couple of games. So I'm gonna do as I usually do and go to Historic Rank. And recently I've really enjoyed my Ninjas list. Maybe I'm just gonna play that. I'm tempted to go mono white. Also, some people have been having decent success with a mono red deck. I've seen that recently on. I've seen that recently on the Spikes Reddit, and we could also do red black Shadow, Death Shadow. Maybe I'll just build quickly a Rakdos Death Shadow. I wanted to try that out. And of course, the two things we will need for that deck are Death Shadow and Embercleave, the thing that can give it trample and double strike. And then Inquisition, 2 in the main, some in the side, Thoughtseize in the main, Agadim in the main, Shatter Skull in the main, Shatter Storm in the side against artifacts. What else do we want? Fatal Push, maybe. We will also want probably. What would we want? Life in these colors. If near Deadlands, of course. Paladin, not good enough. Bloodfast. Bloodfast is extremely slow, but I don't know. Maybe in a very slow matchup. Siphoner. Toshiro Mizawa. Toshiro gains life. Toshiro gains life. Embrace is not bad. It can give flying to our person, our main guy. That's not a bad thing for us at all. Of course, Blood Crypt. And then lose life is also okay. We can do something with that. Asylum Visitor. Visitor could be an interesting card if we manage to dump our hand, but I don't know whether that's a possibility or not. Siphoner sounds good. It can get in. Grasp sounds good. Can be annoying for the opponent probably. Is Scourge good in the current meta? Bond is definitely good. I do want to play a couple of painful bonds. One Trespasser for the casual pain we inflict on our opponent. Treacherous Blessing, it's slow, isn't it? Seems to me a wee bit slow. So how about red? What could we do with red? We can play some Croxas. Yep, that's decent. Can red pay life for anything? Oh, Roundup Ruins, of course, that's brilliant. Not much else. Lose life. What is there? Crusader. Okay. Maybe there's Curse. I like Curse. There is the Symmetry guy. What else is good here? What else could we use? We would need more, maybe more turn 1 aggression, wouldn't we? I mean, I do want at least, I don't know, 16 creatures, probably. Yeah. We do want Bond, and we do want Chandra. Chandra is just too good not to have. Can we do anything with this Chandra? Not that much. With the other Chandra? Not that much either. I mean, we need more creatures, definitely. I think the 2 planeswalkers can just be sideboards. I can cut a couple of lands as well, that's good. Of course, this is gonna be 20 lands at most. I think so. I think we need to go for good old duels, a couple of them. Couple of this and that. We don't have a fast land in these colors, which is really painful and annoying. Rampage is a good card. Butcher is a good card. If we just want aggression. I don't think I want 4 Croxas. This deck isn't going to feed the graveyard that consistently and fast. Yeah. Devil, Hitatsugu. I mean, Hitatsugu is probably good for the cat, right? Yeah, it's probably really good for the cat. I think we have enough card draw. Card draw is not the big thing here that we need more of. I guess what we need more of rather would be how many lands is that? 19. I mean, with Agadim and Shatter's Cold, that's already 22, so that's fine. I think we would need more creatures because we do want that. Loftvane might be slow, even though I would love to play it. I don't have enough duels though. I should go with the 3rd Haunted Ridge. So we could have 6 creatures. What would be some decent 1/2 mana creatures? What are like the best creatures to pressure our opponent well? I mean, Ebon Legion is not a bad creature. Ghast doesn't do anything for us in this deck. Aphemia isn't doing much for us in this deck. Beetle. It was a decent sideboard card. Maybe we can gain us some time against annoying decks. Rats. Hand Disruption. Is Hand Disruption good? Hand Disruption isn't bad, but it can't be the best we can do, can it? If that's the best we can do, that's pretty sad. We would need aggression, right? I mean, we want to kill our opponents relatively quickly. We don't want lifelink, no. That sort of goes against our master plan. Freebooter would be okay, it can get in. can win us some time. I think red is going to have a couple of nice haste creatures though that we could use. Probably pack red could be good. Pack red is very decent. Scrounger could be good, actually, a bit of recursion. But I feel somehow the Scrounger is just... Scrounger is something the meta whizzed past very fast. It sort of never really had its moment in the sun. No, I think that card just never really got its time to shine. Bullet is always good. Fervent Champion is good. I mean, Fervent Champion, I don't mind running 4 Fervent Champions. Haste can get in, carries the Embercleave very well. And then maybe get rid of this and this, then we have a lower curve. Yeah. Maybe even... Do we need that much Kozilek? Might not. Ronin. Ronin is a weird one. But I think I would rather play something like Adversary could be good as one-off if we ever make it to the late game and we happen to need that kind of recursion with one of our spells. Daredevil, yes, okay, sideboard card. Funnily enough, Kenra can be a good card in this deck because it can blank some of our opponent's blockers. Funnily enough, and it has haste, so it adds an attacking creature that's hard to block immediately, and Embercleave likes that. Embercleave likes that for sure. Embercleave likes that very much. So I'm thinking Rahilda or Robber. I think 1-2 Robbers would be pretty good as well. We have enough hand disruption. I want more. Okay. Wow, what a weird deck this became. Shall we give it a go? I think this looks fun. It's Rager, man. These cards. Okay. So good old Rager. We can give it a go. It's a nice homebrew. So, Shadow is going to bear Embercleave. We're going to give this a go. Yeah, the big problem of Shadow is, in Historic, it doesn't really have good support to reliably get in. And that's sort of what we're trying to address here with this build, that it has the 3 Embercleaves, and if they don't remove the Shadow on side, then it just gets in with an Embercleave, maybe. We have decent draw with Info Bond. So yeah, something like this. Something like this. Yeah. Yeah, this is pretty decent. This is pretty decent. I think we're going to play Haunted Ridge and then just go. You can have Painful Bond, the Gatekeeper, to remove something from their graveyard. Maybe a more mid-range deck would be a better home for Shadow, though. Something similar to Phoenix that can play the long game and grind. Rakdos, similarly to Alchemy, can afford such a build in Historic as well. I mean, at this point, probably we're just going to play this guy, go in for 2, start punching opponent's face. They seem to be a UV control deck. Everything seems to be UV control. There's an insane variety and amount of UV control decks in the Historic meta, which is understandable. It's a good deck. White has so many good removal tools. If our opponent is playing at this speed, I'm not sure I'll have the time for him. It's just a bit too much. It's just a little bit too much. We're gonna play the 3. Get him for 2 with Adversary. And then play Ebon Legion and keep up one of the Painful Bonds. And maybe next turn we can exile Painful Bonds with Gatekeeper, and that would also be okay. Wow, Thomas the Great. Thomas is certainly one of the greats, one of the greatest ever, even, but I started doing a bit of administration while I'm waiting for Thomas, because he seems to be someone who considers every single step very, very carefully. Which is not a problem, of course, especially if you're playing a control deck. It's a pretty good way to play the game. And anyway, Magic is sort of like a strategic game, right? You should think about your steps very carefully, unless you just want to play a couple of quick rounds, like I do sometimes. Oh, the computer doesn't like something about the way things are going here. Ooh, Narset, look at that. It's good that I Painful Bonded before Narset came. I bonded painfully before Narset hit the board. Can't really remove that guy. That's a shame, really. So I might just cast the Gatekeeper on Otherlight just to get rid of it. Shadow is not yet there. Shadow is still in -1 region, despite all my efforts to lose some life. Despite all my efforts to lose life. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Okay. Let's see how this is going to go. Opponent is losing life too. They're quite happy to dish out. Oops. Yeah, one thing I should include are the man lands, of course. I have to think more carefully about these things, right? And they want it to be on 4 mana. I wonder what for. I wonder what for. There's some plan with that. Okay, I'm just gonna try to take out their Narset, do some more damage. Okay, we're gonna add a couple of man lands to this. We're very low curve, so we're keeping anyway close to 0 mana. Close to 2 mana, so 0. Be nice casting stuff for 0. Oh my god, this guy is gonna take ages with everything, right? It's gonna take ages with everything. It's gonna kill our adversary, so their Narset stays up. And we're gonna keep drawing bonds and lands. Look at that. We're gonna keep drawing bonds and lands. Well, this is not a playable hand on our part at the moment. Literally nothing we can do. Literally nothing we can do. Opponent is gonna play the fairy. Oh, I might just draw one card of this. It's basically cycling at this point. But we get 2 damage, that's pretty good. It's actually good for our Shadow. What will it be, my friend? What will it be? Oh, we get another Shadow, how nice. How very nice. And a 7th land. Beautiful. Beautiful. So we're just gonna remove Narset here, if we can. We can't. And if we can't, then we're just gonna say bye and scoop, because with 2 shadows, which are 1/1s, and our opponent's on full hand, nothing's gonna happen. Nothing is going to happen here, I can tell you that. But our shadow is in 1/1. It's not nothing. Yep, that's true. And we're gonna send this to opponent's face. Ramana Ruins is a wonderful land. I love it. I wish I could play it in every red deck ever. It just does such a good job at pinging the opponent for the last couple of damages. Right? I mean, two runes do 4 damage. Granted, that's true during... It's spread out for 2 turns and we have to invest 10 mana, but still, in the late game, or if the game goes longer, it's very doable. Very doable. Today I was teaching one of my morning classes about European healthcare systems and the other one about Hungarian music. It was quite fun. My older students, my mature students, are very artistic, both in their interests and talents. One of them makes beautiful bags. One of them is very good at playing the piano. One of them is excellent cook, and classes with them are just really fun usually. Wow, what a weird thing this whole game is. Okay, so we make that into a 4/4. And we're gonna continue our crusade to get rid of Narset, who invalidated 3 of our cards. And of course we keep drawing lands with those cards as well, so even if they would be doing something, they're not doing that much actually. Alright, what else can you do, opponent, besides sitting on your plump little buttocks? Okie dokie. Is opponent going to commit? I don't know, maybe. I might just do that. We're gonna sack the other Ramanep Ruins to ping the opponent for a bit more damage. And then bring our second Death Shadow just in case they do something naughty to this one. We have an opt. And it's not looking very good for us. I think at this point is really we're only in game thanks to the Agadeems. They helped me to get there. But now, okay, is my opponent going to cast? Problem is we can We're never gonna get to Anna. I mean, this is just gonna be too much. We're not coming back from the Tef card advantage engine. Yeah, they're just gonna draw way too many cards off that. Okay, so we don't really need Fatal Push. This is not the matchup for that. We might need the, yeah, removing some planeswalkers and stuff. That sounds good. That sounds good. Infernal Grasp, maybe not. Side out or removal. Yeah, let's give it a go. Let's make it snappy. Let's keep it snappy. Snappy is good. Oh mio dio. So, my opponent is doing fun things. They're looking around. They're considering different options for this game. They're like, what would be the best way to combat this guy? Not that I gave them a very, very hard time. I think they could be quite confidently just play the same thing again, which is most likely what I would do. Run it again. No, I mean, that's not true. Of course, you have to check your sideboard. You might have more relevant cards, less relevant cards, and you always need to maximize your chances to win. You need to maximize your chances to win. Having a nice decaf. Yeah. Oh, okay, they're done finally. Sorry, I'm just checking teaching schedules and other things at the moment while my opponent's trying to figure out what to do. They seem to be someone who has way too much time, and maybe that's why they're playing this lovely control deck. Agadim tapped. Funny that the this cave entrance also taps when you play it and tap it immediately. It's quite funny. So the animation has the same alignment, inherits the alignment of the card. Okay, I mean, that's pretty decent. I'm content here. Maybe Robber of the Rich is okay. We might get something good, like playing their Narset or something would be awesome. Oh, look at that. Look at that. I like that. Maybe your opponent is angry at the Robber of the Rich. They're like really looking at it. I want that card around, man. Of course, they have 4 March in their deck, and probably 3 of them are in their hand. So we better watch out. Better look out. A braid in the sideboard. I forgot. Need 2 braids in the side, and we also need to add. We do need double red. How do we do this? I think now we just pump the knight for the moment. Maybe that's a mistake. They might have March of. They probably have March. Okay, they would want me to use up my mana before they march it. Nope. Not like that. Maybe. So yeah, we do need a braid, and we do need some creature lands. That's the only downside of a quick brewing. You need to then go back many times and think around more with the deck. You're nowhere near our shadow yet. An opponent is opting. They're looking around. Yep. Oh, that's not bad. Let's have a look at their hand. I want to know what they have. I could have Embercleave, but I'm pretty sure that they have a March of Otherworldly Light, and they're going to also use it on me. Yep. They're now thinking, okay, I gotta exile one of these guys. One of his dudes has to go. Maybe they can counter my Toadseeds, and they're like, oh, I either counter or I let them pick something and remove something. Thomas, well, there's no greatness without ample consideration and planning, so Thomas has that covered, that's for sure. Charm is very annoying here as well because they can just steal my creature and draw a card as well. Yeah, we're not gonna let that happen, I guess. So yeah, thank you. Let's bump the Ebon boy, give it a counter. I hope they bring the Narset and I can kill the Narset. That would be a nice revenge for the previous game. I'm almost more interested in that than actually beating them. Ah, yes. Narset came. Narset has to go. Sadly. I think I should have bumped here. I feel I should have bumped. We're going to Fateful Absence, and I won't be able to get rid of the Narset, and they just kill me off after that slowly with the. They can also block with the Castle Ardenvale. I mean, that's why Death Shadow is okay with Embercleave, but I think this deck is not going to be good enough against control decks. Just doesn't seem to have the threat density. Well, they're not dealing with the knight, then we do have a little chance. But they're gonna still have 2 mana for the Fateful Absence. Yeah, this is where the creature lands would actually be super duper good. This is where the creature lands would just be so good. Yeah, and they're just gonna go after my Ebon Knight. Ebon Legion. That does give me a token to draw a card on their turn, which is something, but not what I wanted. That's really what I wanted. Yeah, this is really not what I wanted. I mean, death has resolved. It's just over from here. We're not gonna get through the Castle Ardenvale death line of defense. I didn't even ping myself. Yep, that's over. More discard would be needed here. Maybe I kept a bad hand. I hope that having 3 threats, early threats, is good enough, but it wasn't. Anyway, let's add the creature lands and some braids to the side. That could be helpful. But yeah, this UV meta might just be a bit too much for this kind of deck. Yeah, this just might be a bit too punishing. So yeah, 2 braids into the side, and then of the Bugbear and Hive of the Eye Tyrant can come in the main. I think maybe. Should we use Undercity as well. Just more discard to really get rid of their hand. We could do that. We could just try to discard them even more. We could give that a try. Undercity. Undercity Plunder is pretty decent. But it might be also better to just have more like mid-rangey threats. Not sure. But this is a more aggro version. Let's give it a try. Let's give it another chance here and just see how it does. With 20 lands, that's actually a bit much. It's actually a bit much. With so many... I might just cut the smashing. The smashing would have been so good though against the planeswalkers. Yeah. And one of the ruins has to go down. Okay. Yeah. One of that is enough if we have more removal and damage. Let's have a look. I mean, this is interesting. I don't mind losing a couple of games. I do like the concept and idea of this deck, and it's just fun to give it a try. So we're just looking through different ideas for classes. Students are sending emails. The semester is about to start, and here in Japan, the academic year runs from April to March. And some of the students on my free will course are wondering about how to subscribe to my course, whether they want to take it or not, whether it's the right choice for them or not. Okay, we're definitely gonna go with the Hive and see what they have. They have a Guild Gate, which is very, very, very suspicious. Yep. Oh my god, so much removal. It's horrible, but we definitely want to take the Summit and the Angel. Those are both cards that I don't want to have to play again in the long run. Okay. What else do we do here? Probably Blood Crypt. I mean, Blood Crypt and Toadseas again. They're going to bolt that rubber no matter what I do. And Angel can be very annoying, although it's very far away still. But once they get going with their ramping, it's just gonna come out and be in the way. And maybe one of their bolts is okay for the moment though. They're still far away from the Angel. And we have Agadim as well, that's true. We do have Agadim. Agadim, Agadoom, bada bee, bada boom. Although that exiles, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. Shush. Okay, but we're almost in Death's Shadow territory. If I wouldn't draw 6 lands in a 22 deck land, that would be pretty cool. These hands have been atrocious land-wise today. Look at that again. I mean, Shadow is a 2/2, so it's just gonna eat an Agadim. Ah, god, it's just gonna eat a Bolt. The next turn we can Hive of the Eye Tyrant, though. It's gonna be good. But if that hits me once, then I'll have a very big Shadow suddenly. That thing hits me even once. So what do I want? Do I want to get in here with the Hive? Do I want to sack the Ruins? Or do I want to Gatekeeper something, start lowering my opponent's health? I think for the moment we're okay with just getting in. And the next turn we bring our Shadow. That's the exciting choice, right? Because they might hit me. Well, they're probably not going to kill me just this turn, but they're most likely going to do 6. We're going to have a Shadow, which is going to be like 6/6, 8/8. It's going to be pretty big. It's going to be pretty big. That thing has vigilance, man. What an annoying, annoying thing. We could shoot them. We could hit them for 3. I think I need. It does have trample though. It's pretty atrocious as well. Okay, let's try and build up a board. Yeah, I think that's okay. Ping opponent for a bit more. No attacks at the moment. Problem is that my Shadow is still just a little bit too small for them. Right? Like, if they have another bolt or something. The other problem is that if now I attack with my Shadow, there's so much life gain in the deck. And now they can double block my Eye Tyrant as well. And because they play Bolt, they've exiled all my creatures. This is like a bad joke. Really like a bad joke, you know. Well, anyway, we're just going to attack here with the Shadow. See what we can do. Alright, that's pretty decent. We're probably also going to use the Agadine. Keep hitting them. Lowering their life total as much as we can. Now drawing Embercleave would be fantastic. Or if all their removal wouldn't have been exile based, and we could now bring back 2 creatures, we would also be in a much better position. But that's not how things worked out. And that's okay. Sometimes things work out, sometimes things don't work out. It's a game. This is one of the important things here. We don't need to take these things too seriously. If you think of it in some really weird, fake, competitive way, then it's easy to get worked up about it. But one shouldn't look at this in a competitive way. This is not a truly competitive game. This is a fun game, and that's all there is to it. That's all there is to it, really. Okie dokie, we'll play our Scourge. It can deal with some problems. And they're gonna play their Angel, which is gonna get them like 20 life. And because they gain 20 life, our Scourge is gonna die. Brilliant, gotta love it. And Farewell exiled everything. Well, then we're just pretty much dead here, right? I think so. Okay. Well played. If we're gonna get beaten by everything, then that's not really amazing. But it seems like it's been in the same position I feel about a year ago when it was all Magma Opus decks and the Cynic combo, or what was that? The Cynic Ultimatum, Sultai Ultimatum combo. That was a time where I felt that this kind of little bit smaller decks which sort of try to, go over the top and figure things out, like eke out value and just get there. They can't do it. They just can't do it. They'll just never get there. Yeah, that's definitely my feeling last year, and it really felt like you needed to be greedy and have an insane amount of value in your deck and just try and, squeeze out every last single drop of value you could of every interaction. Otherwise, you're just going to fall behind very, very quickly. Well, they have a lot of life gain, and Scourge depends on their life, so it doesn't make sense to play Scourge in this matchup. Pedestrian. Yeah, the Gates deck is a very funky one. It's a typical greed deck. It wants to play so many lands. It wants to It wants to do so much of everything. It's a bit almost comical. Yeah. Wow, 6 lands. And they even have Mazy Sand, so that's one of the biggest jank ways of killing someone, right? I have been killed by Mazy Sand before. I mean, I don't mean it's impossible. If the game goes long, it's sort of inevitable. Unless you have a lot of land distraction and they don't draw well. So, you know, that's how these things are. Play a robber. They probably have Gates Ablaze, so they're, I think, going to kill my creatures, but at least we have the 2 energy and we exiled the land. Right. Death Shadow is already a 1/1. We're getting there. Next turn it can grow into a 3/3. So if they Gates Ablaze now, I don't mind that too much. Oh, they can't anyway, because alright, that's okay, that was actually pretty good. That's actually pretty good. I might, yeah, keep growing that Death Shadow and draw some more cards. So this, if I play it now, it's a 4/4. Or I can just play a Kenra and go in for 6. Well, nobody's blocking here, so it doesn't matter. Okie dokie, we get another energy, we get an Explore. Explore is not amazing, but it's also not horrible because it's a card draw. Card draw spell. Okie dokie. I mean, they're almost dead. Let's attack, see what they do. I might even Explore here actually, because it just doesn't seem bad to draw a card, cast a land. And yeah, draw 2 and bring one of our shadows on like what, 6/6. I think that's pretty good. Okay, they can't remove everything, right? They can't remove the shadow and the 3 little ones. They can maybe do one or the other, but not both. Alright, that went surprisingly well. I mean, I think I'm very content with how this went down. Let's see what happens in the next one. Yeah. Right. Right. So I just got some information from my university regarding the courses. We are going back to face-to-face teaching. It's been a while. So, you know, it's a strange thing. It's not great, not horrible. Of course, especially in my subject, my field, philosophy, it's much easier to hold substantial, interesting, interactive classes in person. So I think in that respect, it's just much better to have face to face. On the other hand, of course, the numbers are still not very good. Many people are sensitive to the disease, so we should still be careful and behave reasonably. So I don't know. I don't know how things add up here. Let's have a look at what they have. There you should get rid of that, my friend. And you should also get rid of one more thing. And you know, they're obviously not going to get rid of Gates Ablaze. They're probably going to get rid of both. What do we get? We get a Grazer. That's pretty horrible. But this is a bad hand against us in case we manage to ever find a 5th land and we can start attacking with our man lands, right? And that's the point of the man lands. Oh, for heck's sake. Well, now we see it. My opponent has also seen it. It can't deal with planeswalkers, so you know, just saying. Yeah, well, that's a decline, and that's going in for 4 damage. Yep. And we're gonna go again. We can do another 6 to their facey face. Or do I want... maybe I just want the robber here to go in as well, right? Robber is pretty good. Yep, I like robber. I think robber is a good creature. And also if they have another Flame Blast Bolt or some other instant speed removal, they don't seem to, but if they would have... it would have been better if they have to choose between the robber and the Den of the Bugbear, which one they remove and which one I get to keep. Yep, Gates Ablaze, makes sense. Well done. Ram is huge. So we can get back 1 spell. Is there anything only from our graveyard? Because from your graveyard, is there anything we can use to get rid of? I mean, we can Painful Bond or Plunder. We can use Infernal Grasp. I'm so silly. That's even nice for my wait, so we want to tick up the Chandra, right? We do, because Chandra is then next turn ultable, and then if she's ultable, then I mean, yeah, we're just gonna cast this and put it on sorcery, and if they ever cast something else, then we're pretty good, I think. We're gonna cast their Grazer. I don't know why exactly, but why not? And we can even make them... we have the Hasty Boy and or Hasty Girl, and we can make them discard. That's good. Alrighty, that went well after sideboarding. What could be good against control decks? Any tips from the viewers? Yeah, we get a pack. Fantastic. The worst rare of the set, by far. Right, let's try one more. I want to see how this plays out. Okay, so yeah. Right. What do we get? This is not good. I don't see anything. I don't know what opponent is playing, right? We don't see the... there's no companion. That's what I meant to say. I should have held control, and yeah. Oh well, a bit late now. We're gonna try and suffer some damage here. Next turn we can Croxan champion. My opponent is mono black. Oh, is this a mono black ramp deck? Probably. Okie dokie. We're gonna go for a Suit of Fervent champion and attack for 3. And let's see what our opponent has. I'm waiting with the Croxan until after combat because they might have some graveyard hate or removal, and I'm quite happy if they cast that, and that way Croxan can get something better from their hand. Son of the 8th Legion. Cool name. Yeah, this is the ramp deck. Mono black ramp. It's a good deck. I like it. I haven't really played it. I built a version maybe like a year, 2 years ago when it first showed up and Ugin was released into Historic. What do we do here? We're gonna go play this and this. Crox my opponent. And a Painful Bond was pretty good for them. And also they 2-for-1'd me with the Massacre. But it's filling the graveyard for Crocs as well. That's not a bad thing. Ulamog. Beautiful. Okay, they must have removal. I mean, that's why black is dangerous, right? And that's why this deck is viable, because black just has pretty much everything. I mean, card draw, disruption, and removal. So good old Karn came, and opponent get a bit of a cheeky card there. Maybe we can hit. I don't think I want to do that. I think I want to bring this. I want to deal with Karn. Don't want Karn to run around, wreak havoc here. And pump our Legion. Huh. It would be nice if I could remove some. Oh gosh. Is this just game over? Might be. Might just be game over. Man. Dang. Dang. I'm still hoping for top deck Shadow, but our chances for that are very small and slim. In which case, it might be better to just give up and move on. We have creature removal, which is going to be utterly useless against my opponent. Absolutely, utterly useless. And our 2 main deck Croxes are gone, so filling our graveyard doesn't make too much sense either. Yeah, and they have a huge lead, card advantage. I mean, this might pull something good, but it's not that likely either. They have Fatal Push. No, I can't even get a random card with my Robber of the Rich. They're flexing on me. They're just flexing on me. Okay, I get it. You're covered. The 2 new marches are very, very strong cards. Right, so we don't need Fatal Push, and we don't really need Infernal Grasp. And I think it's going to be very hard to keep enough things on the board for that to work. A Braid can be good. Shatterstorm, Chandra, Angrath Rampage can be good. What else? What else is... maybe Gatekeeper. I mean, you can ping them a few times. Maybe 1 Agadim if they have exile spells. In fact, is not that useful. So should it be another Braid, or should I go with a Curse? Maybe a Curse is okay if they start double spelling. Maybe another Braid is good. I mean, that's a bit small anyway, damage-wise. Okay, let's give it a try. Let's see whether we can outplay them. It's not gonna be easy. The problem is that again, there's so much value, and in Historic you can ramp very fast. I mean, this is a very aggressive hand. We can try it, and we have a creature land. The creature lands do give us a little bit of a staying power in these matchups, but I don't think they give enough. Oh, okay, that was a weird one. I don't know where my mind is, people, today, but this is not my first huge blunder today. It's been very, very strange. I went to post 2 postcards, and last week I had to send back 2 official packages to 2 places, and those came with the the stamps attached, so the sender paid for the costs. And somehow I convinced myself that the same is the case with this week's packages, with the postcards. But those are just 2 postcards to family members. And I just dropped them into the post box without buying a postcard. So, oof, it's really, really annoying and horrible. All right, not a great position we're in. They're gonna draw a card when that guy dies, right? Oof, it's just so much card advantage, the Simulacrum. Such a good mid-range card. Well, let's make them discard something, and maybe we can get a land. I wouldn't even mind getting a land and then plundering them again and then Chandraing next turn. The sad thing, what I see is they already have Crawling Barons, so they're gonna put up a fight as well. Okay. Oh wow, they're not giving us a land. Oh, they have another Simulacrum. That's very annoying. They're already in pretty big mana, right? So this taps for 5 with 4 or 7, 8 mana. They're in Yugi mana. Oh god, come on. Really? Well, then we have lost. We don't get to 3 mana this time, do we? No. We don't. We do get a Murderous Rider that can deal with the Eugene, that's something. But it's not gonna be enough. Not quite. This is not a swamp, no. It's 5, 6, 7, 8, yep, 9. More than enough mana. In that sense, this was a brilliant steal from their deck. This is brilliant steal from their deck. Because we can remove Ugin and it's gonna be an empty board state. Yeah, we're just gonna get rid of Ugin here. And then just hope for the best, right? And we're gonna pay the 3. I could even have cast an Ebon Legion here if I'm smarter. They have Field of Ruin. Please don't crack it, because I don't have any basics. I don't have any basics. I'm in big trouble if you crack that Field of Ruin, my friend. I'm in big trouble if you do that. That's actually not bad. It's not good, but not bad either. Yay! Shush. Dude, no. I took out my basics. I should have cast Chandra, maybe, while I had the mana, right? Yeah. They're planning to beat me to death with that Guardian Idol, and their plan is going to work, actually, unless I get something that can trade with it. What am I going to snag? That's a pretty good snag. We can cast this, and we're just going to use it as a blocker. Yep. No attacks, because we don't want to die. Or maybe attacks, because the Death Shadow is going to get bigger the more often they hit me, actually. Yeah, it's already pretty good, right? Oh, they can cut off my black mana. Beautiful. It's a good top deck opponent. It's pretty spicy good top deck. Nice. But we are not that bad at top decking either. So we're gonna cast our Death Shadow. Going for 2. Right, they're gonna kill that with their Guardian Idol, and then hopefully we might be able to kill them next turn. I don't know. Would be neat. So we can grow the Shadow one more time. Grow the Shadow one more time. Sadly, they gained 2, so yeah, that's a bit annoying. We're gonna cast our Knight of the Ebon Legion and hope that one of our 2 creatures is gonna connect here. So we have to hope that one of the two is gonna connect. I know what they have. Do they have 2 removal spells? What do you have, my opponent? March of Otherworldly Light is what they have. So that's gonna deal 12 damage to Death Shadow. Yep. That is what my opponent is doing. And they're gonna be back on a very comfy, safe life photo. Sure. So we're just gonna pump our Knight. Go in for a bit more. They gain 1 life. We hit them for 5. They gain 2 more turns. Good. Smart. Good top decks. This guy is an extremely good top decker. He just top decks everything he needs. Some people are like this. You know, what can you do? Nothing. Okay, we're gonna keep hitting them. And we're gonna kill that. So don't want the opponent to activate a creature and try and block us. Or don't want to die to it either. And what's better? Do they have one more Field of Ruin? I mean, I'm sure they have one more Field of Ruin in their deck. Are they going to top deck one more? They might. They might, for all this is worth. But if they top deck a Field of Ruin, we're good. They had to top deck removal, right? Yeah. Did they top deck removal? No, it's a land. Good. We just go in, connect, and win. This was a pretty fun top deck fight. Our opponent put up a good fight, and they drew a lot of good cards, which saved them like 2 or 3 times. Tough one. Well, I play this back, and let's try and get through again. Not easy, but you know. Okay. And then let's think a bit about different useful things for the rest of the day. Okie dokie. This is not great, but Hive of the Itharian can be good. Although they're gonna have land destruction, right? So, oof. We're gonna play the 3 lives. We're gonna go with the Dreadhorde Butcher. And butcher them a bit. Next turn, we can go with the Ridge. Curse them, Toad Seize them. Unbelievably annoying. Unbelievably annoying. So, Torment is nasty, Shadow is nasty. God, everything they have is pretty nasty here. I mean, it's pretty horrible. Yeah, they can Karn and look for something. They can even cast Ugin, right? Can they? Not sure. I might keep the Butcher to deal with one of the Planeswalkers. It's probably better than giving them another card. Yeah, you just have to try that. And so this turn, I can't Embercleave yet. It would have been so good if I can Embercleave, but I can't Embercleave yet. An adversary can't Toad Seize either. It's a problem. So we're just gonna Hive and go after the Karn. I guess. We're just gonna try and go after the Karn, bring it down to 1, get rid of their blocker. Next turn the Hive can then deal with the Planeswalker, and or we can Bathos the adversary. That's maybe best, right? We can adversary, recast our Thoughtseize, get rid of, I don't know, Hellfire or Ugin, and probably Ugin. Hellfire is actually finally a good card against us because we're so greedy, right? Yeah. Wow. Very annoying. Okay, let's bring this. It costs us 3 mana. Do they have Fatal Push? Is that what they're holding up? They might be. They might be holding up Fatal Push. The ramp plan didn't work flawlessly. I mean, we have more mana almost than they do. Ah, they're deliberating. Ah, it's again the March of the Wretched Sorrow. God. Yeah, they're just wondering whether they should exile the Torment of Hailfire to it, and I think they should. Then they can keep their card. Yep. Yeah. And they gain more life, and I can't kill the Karn. Yep. Well done, well done. Oh, and they even have the Eldest Reborn. I mean, this is just brutal. This is just so brutal. Death Hook. Meat Hook. Yep. We are dead meat in this one. Problem is they all have 2 mana, so I can bring back 1 with Agadim, but not 2. Yeah, anyway, they can just get rid of it straight after. Oh, they get rid of Karn by themselves. I mean, that's not bad, I have to say. That's not necessarily bad, I have to say. In fact, that's pretty good. Right, so we can get rid of that. Sack your creature, thank you very much. And we're gonna go with the ruins and pass the turn. And they're gonna find, the problem is, they're gonna find the land, cast Ugin, and start making blockers. And we have 4 Death Shadows, but we haven't seen a single solitary one of them. And that means that we are not doing well on that front of killing the opponent. Oh, this is brilliant though. You see, actually, this is a pretty cool card. Okay, I like this. That was a good top deck there. Yeah, because we heard their mana, and we heard their feelings, and we heard their options, card selection, live game. Right, of course, another Mind Stone, but they're drawing horribly regarding mana, so I am very lucky. Adversary would be brilliant, but wait a moment. 5. I can only play 2. Yeah. Sadly. So I'm gonna bring back the Butcher and hope that it can grow. And Butcher is gonna be very nice with the Cleave as well. Oh, they have the removal already. Maybe. They probably do, right? I mean, if they're not drawing land, they're drawing removal. Yeah. Yep. That was very likely. Okay, and then they're gonna bring that 3 mana life gain. Oh, blocker, horrible. Very annoying. Opponent is a very annoying boy or girl. But he's a son, so he must be a boy. Sorry, my friend, look at you. Haven't seen you yet. I know what to do, Sorin here. I don't really have a solid plan for how to use him, but I guess I'm gonna try and get a bit of card advantage out of him. That's the main thing for me. It's a bit suicidal, but then again, my whole deck is a bit suicidal, so, you know. 0 painful bonds in this one. Oh, Sorin can be hit with that as well. It's fantastic. Yep, I would like to reveal that. Cast it to... not attacking just now. Next turn we can attack, and it will be wearing an Embercleave, but not anymore because they find finally their 5th land, and Ugin is going to take care of that. And we're going to die to a Murderous Rider. Tell you what. I kid you not, we're going to die to a Murderous Rider. Riding very murderously. Yep. Well, we did alright. We did run our opponent out of spells and stuff. I don't know. Probably I could have drawn more Hand Disruption. 1 out of my 4 Toadseizes, 0 out of the Shadows. They have the card. Yeah, they have the Land Destruction. Yeah, another card. That's gonna be the end for us. Opponent takes 2 from our curse, but then gains 2 as well immediately. So we're gonna discard their last card, and we're gonna go down, and I think that's pretty decent though. That's pretty decent, yeah. That means we can survive a little bit more. Survive a little bit longer. Also depends on what they get with Karn though. They have another... Maybe I should have removed Karn, but I mean in that case I just died to that. 4, right? Yep. Let's gain 4 of that. Okay. It doesn't get exiled. I don't know. I don't know what happens here. Yeah, we're gonna, I don't know, just to use our mana. It's not of great importance, but you know, at least we. No, actually, we can just get rid of the Ifnir Deadlands. Next turn we can hit with the Ramunap Ruins. Folks, what a funny game. We're gonna die to a slow rolling. Yep, Karn activation. Alright, interesting. I felt that I drew way too many lands, and I would have appreciated probably more aggression. So I guess what could be done with this deck, it's not hopeless, but it's also not great. I mean, maybe blue would be good as a splash to get better protection from some of the things that my opponents do, some of the naughty things that opponents do to us, try to do to us. Yeah, I think 1 swamp should just be in there. What is an evil looking swamp? Like, this is really a red-black swamp. This is a pretty naughty swamp, right? It's like, I'm sure there are a lot of crocodiles hiding down there. Yeah, just Plunder is decent. Scourge is just not good enough, I think. Maybe Butcher is okay. I mean, Butcher looked fine, to be honest. Yep. Anyway, that's it for today. I might try to tinker a bit more with this deck. Curse of Shaken Fate is probably good against Phoenix and All-Rise, but probably not in this matchup. Yeah, just for Domo, thank you. I think you're right. I think you're right. I didn't want to double spell that often. So I got a few damage points off of it, but not enough. But then again, I'm not sure what else I could have used from my sideboard. Maybe nothing. Maybe I should have just left things the way they were. Fatal Push wasn't really great against them because Simulacrum was the only, and Murderous Rider were the only creatures they played. I mean, of course, something activated by Karn or the Yugian tokens can be hit by it, but neither of those is super likely or good value. Blind Beetle does nothing, they don't really play enchantments. Grasp doesn't do much. A Braid and Shatter Storm were in. Maybe playing instead of one of the, I don't know, instead of something playing one more Angrath's Rampage to limit their potential to run away with the Planeswalkers, because that's one of the ways in which we easily lose games, right? Like our opponents manage to get one or two Planeswalkers to stick, and then they just generate too much value for us to catch up with. Because I mean, at heart, of course, aggro decks can at the beginning of the game leverage their lower mana curve and their better efficiency when it comes to low mana spells and getting them damage. But later that's not enough, and they can't keep up with card advantage and mana advantage, and that's what happened to us both in this game and in the game against the Azorius control player. Anyway, thank you so much for your comment. I appreciate that, and you're absolutely right. Folks, I'll say goodbye for today. Have a lovely day. Take care. Bye.